Hello, YouTube. Just going live for a little bit this afternoon. Just going live for a little bit this afternoon. Um, I will do something different today. If you have something carrying in your chest and you want to say it, you can write in the comments. Hello, I'm doing something different today. Going live for a little bit is part of this Still Human channel. If you have something in your chest that you've been carrying lately, just write in the comments. Not judgment. Yeah. Christy, damn. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Take a few days to kind of grieve that. But I believe we should not chase people if they don't want to be with us, to be honest. You will find someone that will be much better. Be sad, that is part, it's normal. We all have our heartbreaks. But it's part of life. It's how we grow. Oh, it's very hot here, I must say. I cannot wait for the temperature to go a bit lower. I've been loving this weather, I must say, but in the house it's very hot. Hello, you can just say hi. It's late afternoon here where I am 2 hours. It's 2 hours and 17 in my time zone. If you have something to share, something that you want to get out of your chest, just write in the comments. I'm here to listen for a little bit. Yo, hi. I am good. I must say it's so hot. I live in part of the UK, just at Channel Islands, and I'm working in an attic era place, and it's quite hot. Yes, they are real. They are real. They just have a cover. The four ones in the top, they have a cover. I'm 46. I have no problem to say my age. I was asking if there's anything you want to share. You can share something positive as well, something that you've done lately that made you really feel proud of yourself. I'm not British. I'm not British. I am Portuguese. Oh, thank you. Oh, it's part of my channel, Still Human Talks. I like to speak with people, hearing stories, things that you may want to share. What makes you excited? What are you learning? Because I am on that journey, and I'm improving my communication skills, interactions, and it's all about making people feel heard. It's all about making people feel heard. Oh yes, I moved 20 something years ago, Jersey. V4MPV, please stop saying hi. You've said hi many times. I believe you must be young, but please don't write hi so many times. You've done it once. Don't keep doing the same thing, please. I'm not a dentist. I am a Ronaldo fan. Of course I am. I am born in the same island as Ronaldo, Madeira, so I'm born from the same island. We were both born in the same island. Okay, it's But you just apologize, V4MP. Please listen to what I'm saying. If you keep writing down hi, I will have to block you or put you in timeout. Please be respectful. This is things we learn. You say sorry, but don't keep doing the same thing. It's a bit annoying to say hi more than 20 times. Okay? Listening. Yes, if he does it again, I will just put him in timeout. Obviously, he's not listening. Silver Goat, hi. Yeah, I think so. It must be a little kid. And sometimes they're just playing. I think it's funny to do those things. Hello, Maria. I remember. I just put him in timeout. I'm not giving too many chances. Last time I gave a chance to someone, they started writing hateful content. So this time I'm not giving a chance. I just put them in timeout. I am from Madeira, Portugal, but I live in Jersey, which is near of the UK. I support Porto, and I like watching English Premiership, English teams games, Manchester United, City, Liverpool. Yeah, I like to watch a bit football when it's on. Used to be more when I was younger. Used to be more football, fan. Get more stressed and annoyed when the teams I supported used to lose. But I now with age, I just realize if they are earning the money, why should I bother to be annoyed or upset if they lost? They are the ones earning the money, not me. It's wonderful weather, very nice after so many months of rain. And I must say, I want it a bit cooler till 22 degrees. I find it at least here in Jersey, it's very humid. I don't know how it's like in UK, if it's humid in UK, but it's very humid in Jersey. It's so easy to get sweaty. Hello, Ned. Good afternoon. All good in your side? What is so today I am saying, if you have something to say out of your chest, you can share it here. I'm here to listen, to hear. We all carry things that sometimes we want. It's good to live it, say it. Or if you don't want to you can share something really positive that you've done and it made you really feel proud. Your holiday weather, where you're on holiday or you're not in holiday, is too much. Yes, exactly. It's raining here in Mumbai. I think we need some rain in Jersey, to be honest. Jersey Water is already saying that the reservoirs, they have water just for I don't know how many days, and they may start banning a bit of water because it's an island, so we don't have like mountains. There is like stream. The water doesn't come from the mountains. It's kept in reservoirs. You know what I like, Net? When running in the rain, it's going out and being caught in a shower of rain. Not going out running in the rain. I think it's not so motivating. But if you go out and run in the rain, it gives you some euphoria afterwards. I always felt every time in the winter time when I've been running in the rain, I'm so euphoric. I'm so euphoric every time I do that. I don't live in the US. It's Jersey. Well, so many people think Jersey is part of US, but Jersey is a Channel Islands. It's some islands between UK and France. You can Google in the map Jersey. Yo, Mr. Inappropriate. Hello, where are you watching from? So we are speaking about a bit. And yeah, Annie, I remember this username. You were here the other day. I remember. So how everyone's going? Are people on holidays if they are in Europe or just scrolling past YouTube now in the afternoon, having a break? Anything exciting that you want to share, that you've done that made you feel real proud, or something that you want to you're not very happy and you wanted to say it and hello. St. Water Junction, Florida. Wow, I want to go to America, to Florida. It's Portuguese. 9:26 a.m. Good morning. Here is afternoon. It's 2:26 already. Yeah, thank you for the love. Oh, okay, Ned. Thank you for just passing by. Thank you. I never heard about that, the day of Shrawan. Worship. It's already 7 p.m. Okay. Vishal Gavandi. Is this username from India? I think it's from India. I'm not sure. I must say, I've spent quite a good amount of money, especially with the fourth ones. The fourth ones in the front, they have some cover. They have some, not cover. How do you call? I can't remember the name in English. You have, you know something, Mr. Inappropriate. Yesterday, this is a really true story. And you see, yesterday I was watching the solar eclipse here in Jersey, and I was here in my attic. And I never wear sunglasses on my life. In my daily life, I am that person that I never wear sunglasses. And I was watching the sun from my window, and I didn't have sunglasses. But I couldn't open the eyes. I was like that. And then my husband came to watch a little bit, and he brought some sunglasses. He bought his sunglasses, and I put in my eyes, and I could look directly at the sun, but I took them off. And then I became paranoid for a moment that I've been more than 20 minutes looking at this sun without sunglasses. And I was thinking if I've done some damage to my eyes. And you know, when you start Googling and you see all the bad things, my heart was just start racing, and I say, why I look at the sun directly, but I am fine. I think I'm fine. But made me, you know how the mind works when you Google something that you've done, and the Google shows you all the bad things, and your heart starts racing. And then it's okay, Rubina, calm down. And I must say, during the night, I was waking up a few times at night to see if I was watching properly. It's the mind, it's the mind plays with us. He's Indian. Yes, I am married. Bye, Ned. I am Portuguese. Mano. Someone is spamming. Yeah. So does anyone wants to share? Did any of you watch the eclipse of the sun, the solar eclipse? I know, I know, it's really bad. It's been my weakness most of the time. Big red, but I say to myself, I'm not gonna leave that insecurity made me not come to online. There was a reason for, and I must say, I've a lot of hassles here. Definitely. I know, it's the cocaine. It's true, too much cocaine. I don't know how I'm still alive. Please be respectful. I don't mind if you saying something physical, but cocaine, be respectful because it's an addiction and it's really bad for people, you know. I don't know your age, but be respectful, you know. People really get their lives destroyed by cocaine addiction or any other type of drugs or even alcoholism. Um, ABC, I can see you are not, you are asking silly questions. Um, will you like someone to tell you? I will ask you that question and I will say if you like that. How do you cope with the fact that your parents are siblings? First of all, one of my parents already passed away. And this is not a question, you know, be respectful, you know, it's about being respectful. Um, and I am very tolerant of people, you know, but just be a bit respect about these conversations. Was it promised to you 3,000 years ago? I don't know. I just know that my grandma, she lived till she was 103 years old, and that's amazing. 3,000 years ago, I cannot even think about that. But even thinking about living till 103 years old, it makes me wonder that is a very long life, you know. No, why people always ask those questions? I think everyone, has long some, you always will find good and bad people in every ethnicity, you know. For me, I treat everyone as long as they are good people, you know, doesn't matter who they are, if they are good people. I don't like to label people. So anything that you want to share, that you've done and made you really feel proud? I know, Manu, I don't usually come in the afternoon. I usually come in the evening or sometimes early morning. But it's 2:33 and my son is quite entertaining himself playing some Roblox games and I'm here in my office and I say I'm going live in the afternoon to see which audience I'm gonna go. And it's a bit different. What about Michigan? Michigan, from me, I respect every type of people as long they are good people, you know. I'm good, Zork, and how are you? Anything that you want to share that you've done lately that made you really feel proud? And I'm into boxing again. I started again going into boxing, but it's not that boxing to boxing with another person. It's like a boxing in the bag. And it's usually half an hour, very intense boxing and doing some bits of squats between the boxing. It's really good. I will say to anyone, if you are into exercise. You are into oh, I wish I was. I'm not good with coding. I don't really understand. I find it very abstract, but it's very good if you have that skill in coding, especially this technology. You know where technology is going. Coding is amazing. Although AI is already doing bits of coding, isn't it? I think ChatGPT and Claude are already doing some coding things, right? Oh, I love Celine Dion. You love Celine Dion. I grew up in that era that Celine Dion was in her greatest times, and you know all these love songs she used to sing. I don't know if you are Canadian or different place, but Portugal, we always had this more English and singers on the radio than Portuguese singers at the time. Now it's changed over the years. There are more Portuguese singers in the radio, but those times Celine Dion was all the time. And she's a nice lady. You know, she's quite a nice lady, Celine Dion, I must say. Um, she had that disease in her face that, but yeah, I haven't heard her songs for many years now, but I grew up all of them. She was always in the top of the charts. And you know when you are a teenager and you listen to those songs, and teenagers, they usually have their, in love things, and that made you really, those songs really make you feel happy. Billy Joel, no, I'm not into Billy Joel that much. Oh, she's coming back. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I thought she didn't do any live things now. It's good. It's good. It's good that she's coming back, and it's amazing that she still has the voice. And even if she doesn't play with her voice, she does the playback. But anyway, it's amazing. Soviet Union, how are you? I'm not a boxer, but I like doing a little bit of boxing as a sport. Just as a sport, it's good for mental. It's good for the mind. Sport, and even walking, running. I like to run. I've done 6 marathons on my life, and it's good if you want a big challenge, a sporty challenge to test your mental strength. Go and do a marathon. You won't regret it. You will do it another one, I'm sure. It's Portuguese, Zork, Portuguese accent. I must say, lately I've been doing some techniques. Have you watched some videos of people doing this technique? You put a clean pen in your mouth, and you start speaking and you start speaking for 1 minute with this pen, and then when you take it off, your voice it's more calmer and broader. So I've been using that technique lately. So because I usually speak fast, but when I use this technique, kinds of it does some magic. Blonde Ruby. I am. My mom used to call me Ruby. I'm from Madeira. I'm from Madeira. I look like cheese. I love to eat cheese. I love to eat cheese. Oh, Manuel, how are you? Bonjour. Je comprends la chanson. Do you like wine? I'm not a very. I don't drink a lot. Very rare. I just drink when I have like a family thing outside of the house. But I drink 1 glass of wine and I'm happy. 2 glasses. I'm not very much into drinking. I think I grew up already seeing the side effects of alcohol, and that kept me a bit cautious about alcohol. And in the end of the day, alcohol just gives you a dopamine thing, make you happy, numb for a few hours, and then if you have too much, you will feel bad. And sometimes you may become aggressive as well if you have too much. And some people stay very merry, and other people will become aggressive. Do you meditate? I started doing meditation. I don't really know if I'm doing it the right way, but at least 3 days a week, I sit in silence at night, like for half an hour, if that is meditation. And I must say, it gives you some inner calm. Wine is better to cook with than drink. Oh yes, I like to put white wine in the chicken to marinate the chicken. If you run marathon, I think you won't drink lots of. No, no. And Emmanuel, to be honest, I grew up seeing alcoholics in my family. I know what are the effects of alcohol, so we have to. It's easy to get into addiction if you don't have control of yourself. I'm from Madeira. From Madeira. I'm sure everyone heard about Madeira. Madeira. I'm saying Madeira like an English accent, but in Portuguese we say Madeira. Portuguese we say Madeira. It's the birthplace of Cristiano Ronaldo. Very touristic island. Very touristic island. That's where I grew up. In a village side, very countryside, running up the hills, climbing trees. Madeira. That's not the right spelling. I will write it for you. Go and Google. It's the birthplace of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's where I was born. That's someone was asking. Well, there's a whiskey. There is Madeira whiskey, I believe. I think there's some Madeira whiskey, Madeira wine. We have lots of local products. Madeira wine is really nice. Unhappiness, alcohol is terrible. It's horrible. If you can't control it, if it becomes an addiction, it destroys all families. And it's very hard for people to get, even if people go into rehab. And I had people in my family go into rehab many times, but they fall again. And it's sad. It's sad because they had really big potential, and kind of alcohol just stripped that away. I speak Portuguese. Do you speak Portuguese? Yeah, Madeira is part of Portugal. Sashu, Madeira is part of Portugal. It's an island. In the past, no one knew about that place. Now it's too many tourists that locals are complaining. Everything is more expensive. Even people now pay tourist foods, meals in Madeira. It's more expensive. Madeira meals sometimes are more expensive than somewhere in Lisbon, in Portugal, because the tourism really skyrocket. It's really over. And now in the summer, I haven't booked any time to go back now, but it's so busy. Skido Woko. I am a white woman, as you can see here. You don't need to ask. I don't agree. I think people can see. Habla español. Compreende? ¿Cómo estás? Yo habla poquito español. And before he wasn't alcoholic. Yeah, you don't really need to be alcoholic to know that it's really bad. "25 years and more." Wow. I don't buy alcohol to have at home. Sometimes I can have like a cider in the summer, or when I go to visit some family or things, but I'm not. And I must say, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Before I had my son, I had those times that I would just drink for fun with friends, and I only need 2-3 drinks, and I will fall down straight away. And they say it's shameful, and it's good. It's good that I fall down. Otherwise, you never know if I could follow the same path from some people in my family. Yes, everything is bad in excess. Everything is about moderation. It's true. Everything is about moderation. Everything. Oh, I must say it's so hot. You have a saying, was married. No, I cannot marry you. I've been married now for I forgot. It's over 20 years. Yes, I have a son. And you could not just marry someone you met on the internet. True? Okay, guys, I just decided I was going to come for half an hour to have a chit chat here in YouTube. I'm gonna cook lunch and dinner because I am a good housewife. The dish today is gonna be chicken with some cabbage. He's 11. My whiskey. You know what I like? I like to drink sparkling water. I'm really a sparkling water lady. It is good to have, in the winter time, a little bit of whiskey. If you have a cold, Emmanuel, a little bit of whiskey and honey, it's quite good for a cold. And a bit, it's everything. It's a little bit, not, but you don't look over. I I like no, it's yeah. I like sparkling water. I like the bubbles. I don't think I've done an experiment before. I posted a chicken dish, but it confused the channel because one day I'm speaking about one team and then speaking about food, it kind of messes up with the algorithm on the YouTube. So I decided I was not going to post anything about food. I like chicken, in the grilled chicken, salad. Everything is very Mediterranean. The type of food I cook, it's very, and I use lots of olive oil, extra virgin. I'm from Madeira. No, the way I marinate the chicken is always with the same type. It's very Mediterranean. If you Google Mediterranean food, everything is very light in terms of seasoning. It's also always about a bit of garlic and some herbs and a bit of pepper. No, I'm not into video games. My son likes video games, Roblox. French water. Emmanuel, if you're still there, it's French water. They should rename it. Oh no, I don't want the name to be renamed to Madeira to Ronaldo. It's bad enough. It's not bad. It's me. They added the airport. They added his name to the airport, and since they added, some people say there's lots of crosswinds, and some airplanes cannot land. And before having that name, it was fine. It's just a joke that they play around. Yes, parsley, wine, yeah, butter, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, oregons, smoked paprika. It's because Evian it's very French. It's very French water. It's a trademark. Yeah, it's very French and it's very good water, but it's very expensive. It's the most expensive water. But they had a promotion like two for one, something like that. And I said I'm gonna take two because I don't usually buy the Evian. I buy the Scottish one. Balsamic vinegar, yes. Chimichurri. I don't know what is chimichurri. Yes, Google Madeira Airport crosswinds, and there's lots of videos of airplanes trying to land in Madeira. Google, if you Google in YouTube, Madeira Airport landings, that is serious landing. And I was already caught in these scary landings. It's scary. People do scream. Those people start screaming inside because it's really bumpy. The airport is in a very the Madeira is a very hilly area, and so they couldn't make an airport in the inland. So it has to be by the sea, and that area by the sea has too many winds. If anyone here that never been to Madeira, go and then when you finish, check YouTube for Madeira landing in the airport. You will see that is really scary. Madeira is not subtropical, not very subtropical. Music and football. The water business is the most profitable one. Did you notice how a water bottle changes prices from one place to the other? In the supermarket, it's in one price, the same bottle. You go to a restaurant, it goes up. And in the airport, that's the biggest scam. In the airports, the price of the water is like the biggest scam ever in terms of price. The same bottle of water can have different prices. It's a good deal. It's a good business, the water business. No, I don't live in Madeira. I live in Jersey. When you drink, you have to stop while some weeks. Yeah, why you have to stop? Hi. I drink bottled water. I know it's not very good. It's full of plastic, isn't it? But I don't think also these things, how do you call these things that you filter the water? I don't think they're very good as well, because the water goes past this sandy thing. I don't think that is must be healthy as well. Just wait. Fiji's better plan. Oh, Fiji. Fiji, it's a very square one, isn't it? It's a square bottle. I ordered online a few months ago. If that's the Fiji you are speaking that they sell in Amazon, it says it doesn't have BPA in the plastic, something like that. Joseph. At least I'm not ignoring. There's so many comments coming in, and I cannot read all of them. Don't be mad, please. I know, when you say Jersey, there's a story about. I heard some many years ago, there was a story of someone that booked a holidays thinking they were going to America, Jersey, but they bought it. I'm not sure if this is right. They come to Jersey thinking they were going to America, something like that. There was like a mixed up. Coconut paper bottles. My dentist, any dentist can just do, some veneers. These four is just have veneers. The other ones are natural. But I have too many feelings in my mouth, to be honest. I know. Yes, Portugal it's hot summers in Portugal. But I don't live in Portugal. Stainless steel. I know, but they don't sell water in stainless steel. Oh, that's very cheap. That water in America is very cheap. In Jersey, it's very. We have a very high cost of living. It's more expensive than in London, Jersey. What I think. Dentists it's a good skill to be a dentist. It's a good skill. People always have to go to the dentist. There's a New Jersey in America, and there is Jersey Island, that it's between UK and France. Yes, it's a mixture. Um, I don't know if you've been to Jersey, Emmanuel, but the Jersey addresses are French. Most of Jersey addresses are French. La Ronde, la Rue Verte, La Longue Rue, all the, although it's English, but all the addresses are very French. La Grande Route de la Côte, you know, they all have these. Oh, you learn Jazzy Low in Cairn University. Okay. I never learned about Jazzy Low. Yes, it's true, crazy country. Leo Fitness. Do we have here a fitness person? What is your fitness preference? I'm Portuguese. It's UK. They have to obey to some laws of the UK. So nothing to do with France. France. Is a roll code. I live here. I live here. I've made my life here. Haro, Monseigneur. Oh, okay. But they also have a language called here Jerrier. It's a mixture between French and English. Haro, Monseigneur. I know what is Monseigneur. I didn't know that, so you know better than me, Emmanuel. Don't sugarcoat me. Okay, Leo. I am a Leo as well. My astro is Leo. You must do some kind of fitness. What is the price of alkaline water in Europe? Oh, no. I don't think it will be 100 euros. That will be mad. In Jersey, a bottle of alkaline water, I think in one of the supermarkets, can be nearly £2. Please, my lord, really. In all French. Okay. No, we cannot be together. Ooh, okay. It's quite hot. I am sweating. And I have a little fan in here, but it's not enough. I think the weather is going to change from tomorrow. Did any of you watch the solar eclipse? Yes. Leos are very nice astrology in astrology. Of course not. I'm not taking you wrong. Yes, it is. That's right, crazy. Crazy country cracker. I'll be starting with the C. Leo, I am slowly, I'm showing little things about me. Yes, he is. Emmanuel, this is real. I was looking at the sun without glasses. I was looking directly at the sun without glasses, and I had like a bit of panic. That I don't watch news, so I'm not listening to news saying that all the glasses are, you have to wear glasses. So I don't watch news. So I was looking at the sun, and suddenly I had an idea to start Googling. Is looking at the sun in a solar eclipse bad for your eyes? And my heart starts shaking when Google starts saying that is very dangerous for your retina. And my heart starts shaking. I say, oh my God, I've been looking at the sun for a while. to the eclipse without sunglasses. And I was getting paranoid for a bit, then my husband said, calm down, calm down. But when you start reading, Google really shows really bad things. I was waking up during the night just checking if I could see properly. I hope I haven't done some damage. It is dangerous, but I don't know. I was just silly. I don't watch the news, and I was thinking, I can just be looking. But of course, I couldn't look with big eyes because I had to close a bit because it was so strong. But then when I start Googling about the side effects and how dangerous it is, my heart starts racing. I had a bit of a panic for a bit. This is true stories. And when when you start Googling, and Googling always says all the bad things, they are fine. I think they are fine. They say to watch out for 24 hours. So I'm a bit like, sometimes I close us, yeah. But I have to buy some sunglasses because even during my daily life, I don't like to wear sunglasses. Yes, hope so. Joseph, I hope so. It's in control. Oh, spaghetti and meatball. It's quite a good dish. Okay. I must say, I was waking up during the night, like thinking, and when your brain you start imagining things. Oh, what a crazy person! I don't know what I was thinking in that. And then I was closing a bit of the window here in my attic, thinking, oh, oh, believe me, I don't think men are very dramatic with those things. It's more women stuff. Yes, exactly. And I was speaking with my mom last night, and she's 78. And she was telling me when she was little, growing up in those old times when there was no light, no electricity. And she said that when the people knew there was going to come like eclipse of the sun, but they didn't use that term. They used a different thing. But they used to say that was the end of the world. They used to say when it becomes dark. And my mom says she was crying so much when she was watching an eclipse of the sun, that in that era that there were no television, nothing at all. And people were saying, this is the end of the world. And she cried so much. And I say, do you look at the sun directly? She said, yes, I think we look at the sun directly. And I say, okay, if you look at the sun directly, maybe you are okay. But she was telling me her stories, what they used to say. It was the end of the world. And as a child, she cried madly. And then it was dark and then normal again. And they were like, oh, they were relieved. It wasn't the end of the world. This is like an old stories from ancient people. No, it wasn't. In Jersey, it wasn't very dark as well. I didn't see much darkness. I remember the eclipse in 1999 because I was 19, and it was dark. That was the day. It was in the morning, and I remember being really dark. Jan Rogers, I am Portuguese. Do you call it Latina or no? You don't call Latina Portuguese. Lady Hawk. Never heard of it. It's more scientific, isn't it? I'm not very much into. I like roast lamb, but I only liked roast lamb. Everyone has a story. I didn't like lamb growing up. My dad used to have lambs in the farm, but I don't think he cooked in a good way. Just when I come to Jersey, and in the last few years, and especially when I was pregnant with my son, when women are pregnant, they have certain desires. And during my pregnancy, I started eating lamb, roast lamb, and I wanted to eat lamb all the time. That's I must say I eat lamb like once a month, but at the time when I was pregnant, I was now you're saying that if I like roast lamb, it was more like grilled lamb. In my pregnancy, I was really into lamb. Uh, I even said to my son, "That's maybe that's why you like lamb because I was into lamb. I was craving lamb, grilled lamb, with those chops. Well, at least I didn't eat. Some women, I was at the time. I remember watching videos that women will eat like cleaning stuff, crazy things, but at least was healthy food for a baby. This is a story of love in middle age. Oh, okay. Yes, we left Goa. Portuguese were in Goa. Well done. Jen Rogers, are you okay? Or because you know the story. Eclairs. I prefer eclairs, definitely. I prefer eclairs. I respect predictions. I respect someone. If someone makes a prediction, I won't say no straight away. But I will be thinking. I will be paying attention if the prediction does happen or not. Okay, with the princess and the knight. I might have a look. I will just write down. Lady. I thought it was more a scientific lady. Maybe I watched the movie Lady Hawk. I thought it was more as high scientific movie. I didn't get the story. Tell me why you guys. Well, I studied that in school. I studied that part of history in school about Goa. But you know, when you learn these things in school, I forgot about almost everything. Maybe you are more younger brain and you've been studying that lately and you're more fresher. Portuguese were in Goa, yeah, because Vasco da Gama was he discovered the maritime how do you say it in English? The maritime path to India. It was a Portuguese captain or whatever. I don't know how to say it in English. They discovered the route, the sea route to go to India. And some of the Portuguese, they installed themselves in some areas of India, Goa. I think Goa was the area where they stay more because there's lots of people in there. They still have Portuguese surnames. But India was very distant than Portugal, for Portugal to keep it as a colony. And then the English arrived and they had a stronger army to be in India. I remember that they used to bring spices. Lots of spices come from that era to Portugal, Indian spices. Predictions are fakes. I don't know. Some predictions, they come real. A movie over 80 years, a black and white movie. Okay. I think it's bad. Anything that involves persecution, it's bad. Hello from India. What about in India? Yeah, there was like Google. I might be wrong, but it was Vasco da Gama. They found the maritime path to India. If I'm not wrong, I studied that. I memorized all of that, but because it was not important, I just forget everything. Yes, Emmanuel, that's right. I'm not going. I didn't forgot all the history that they try to make me study in school. My life, love cutie. Don't repeat the same thing. Don't keep repeating the same thing. For around 40, the Portuguese did not live voluntarily. They were, yes, of course, none of none of the countries that were there, they live on voluntary. They have to live, they were forced out. The Portuguese were as well in places in Africa like Angola and Mozambique, and Santo Tome and Principe. There's some areas in Africa that we've been there. Colonies, Portuguese colonies, and Brazil. Brazil is the biggest Portuguese colony that Portugal had. Kahooks or not. Imagine two mattresses having a pillow fight. Imagine if they can move. You like perfume? I like perfume, but I don't put it in the skin. I put it in the clothes. I used to put perfume in the neck, but then I read that perfume has something toxic, so I stopped putting perfume like in the neck. Sometimes I put a little bit in here, but most of the time I put perfume in the clothes, not straight into my skin. When in the past I used to put it straight into my skin. Ronaldo is Indian. You wish Ronaldo is Indian. You wish. And Manjula is the first mariner to travel around the world. Yes, every country has been a bit naughty. Perfume is French, yes, parfume. Yeah, and most of the perfumes are with French labels, J'adore and all of those French. Grass, I didn't know that. Grass. Why? Yes, Brazilian Portuguese, they sound different. Brazilian is more lighter. Why? Even Brazilian people are more happy people than Portuguese people, I must say. They always say, they always look at the bright side of life, I think most of them. But their accent is more like singing accent. It's a Portuguese, but it's more a singing accent. And I must say, when in school, we play around playing. I remember playing Brazilian accent. It was chic. We used to think it was chic to speak Brazilian accent. Portuguese people love to listen to Brazilians with Brazilian accent. Roasted duck. No, I rarely buy duck. But in Portugal, in the mainland Portugal, they do lots of. It's very typical to have a duck rice, a recipe that is duck with rice, all mixed. They do it's a very Portuguese dish that. To bath. Are you serious, Emmanuel? The Portuguese French don't go to bath. Oh, amazing! So you know the accents already. You know the Portuguese. They have a very more close accent. In the 1500s, are you young, crazy country? How do you know all this history? Or are you just googling it in real time? Do you guys eat rabbit? I don't eat rabbit now, but growing up, my dad used to have rabbits from time to time. Used to eat sometimes rabbit, but I didn't really like rabbit that much. It was not very. In Portugal is very common to have rabbit on sale. They do grilled rabbit. It's very common in Portugal mainland. But in Jersey, I never seen rabbit in Jersey, and I didn't even look to buy a rabbit. It wasn't really my preferred. I like more chicken, cow, cow, cow beef, and lamb from time to time. They usually call more Portuguese Latinos, but I'm not sure. 300 years ago, I think we'll be everywhere. Maybe I think we'll be the same in many parts of the world. Oh my God, Louis 14, first bath at 10 years old. I don't know. It's crazy because we have a bath like twice a day sometimes. So once I can't even imagine having a first bath at 10 years old. But it was common in that time. Even on my parents and my grandparents, I think they only have like with towels, you know, they will just have a bath like with towels once a week. It was not very common, but that protect them for not having many diseases as well, because you know all these things that we wash, bath things, they are full of things that are not very good for our skins. How do duck taste different than chicken? Chicken is better for me. Duck is more intense. It has a more intense flavor. Why? But it's interesting that duck breast, you don't cook the meat very well done. You can eat the duck meat a bit medium with a bit of blood, while the chicken you cannot do that. Chicken has to be well done, but the duck breast it's usually something you don't need to overcook it. You can leave it a bit medium because it gets a bit tougher. Big problem. Big problem. You're making me think now. How you must be thinking about some people that you know. Yes, duck is more gamey. Yeah. Wow, self-proclaimed historian and theologian. Well, theologian is very, you know, crazy. Is your do you have a do you have like a YouTube channel where you speak about your you can, I don't know if you have a YouTube channel, but you can just spell out history in a channel, and all this knowledge you have, just come to camera and spell. Then people will that are into history, they will follow. You know, it's a good thing. Put your knowledge out there to the world. Don't keep it to yourself. Put your knowledge out there. Okay, I like beef. It's one of the tastes that I like more. Even little one. I remember when Dad used to buy beef at home, and it will just fly. Everyone will just want to. And I'm not very often. I am Catholic, but not very often. I have my own beliefs as well. No, I'm not doing it. It's gonna change my face. It's gonna change my face. No, rhinoplastic. I want to be known by that. Oh dear. Just go for it, crazy. You know, some people that say they are insecure coming in YouTube because they have things that they don't like about there. I must say, I have my own insecurities about my face and my nose, but I'm coming. I'm saying, I'm coming. I don't care. Not everyone is perfect. And I'm not doing a rhinoplasty. I'm not going to change my face because of that. If God gave me this face, it's for some reason. And well, they are criticizing, you know, my nose being big. I'm very, I know that, but I know another guy that He lives in Australia, and he had the same thing as well. He said he didn't like to come YouTube because he had, but in the end of the day, not everyone has to be perfect. Not everyone has to have to be the perfect looks. It's the personality, and you can see lots of beautiful people, and they are so empty inside. Let's not just think about the looks, you know. That's why I am strong in that part. I don't mind if you criticize, because I'm very, how do you say, aware of that. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting out there, and this live is going to be public as well. I'm putting my lives now public on YouTube as well. I used to keep them private, but I'm putting them public. Saying out loud, I have insecurities with why I look, but I am coming in, you know. It's the energy, it's the purpose that we have. Okay, let's change the conversation now. Thank you guys for the good things. You know, the comments don't show up in YouTube when you go live. No one can see the comments. People can only listen to what I'm saying, but no one can see the users' comments when the video goes live. Thank you. It's built, the strength is built in a daily basis. We go down, but we go up again. That's part of life. Oh, flying fishy, very poetic. Very poetic. You will have someone. Keep giving those flowers. Keep giving those flowers. There will be someone that will appreciate those flowers. Thank you, Emmanuel, for the kind words. But you're not saying, you don't have anything to hide, do you? Okay, Manuel, that's very good. What's the life in the other planets? Yeah, there must be some kind of life. Now with these aliens movies from Steven Spielberg, right? I must tell you something. I think I come from a star planet as well. You know, when you grow up, I always thought I come from a star planet. and if you Google, there are people that they call star seeds. Some people in spirituality call people star seeds, that they have souls from other places. And Manuel, I really think there's some kind of intelligence in the other planets. I really think we don't. You know something? Why we don't question how humans built the pyramids, Egypt pyramids. I can't even spell pyramids. How they built the pyramids at the time. It's crazy. If you really start thinking how it's like to build a house, a big a sky, how do you say in English? A big flat of apartments. How at that time they could build the pyramids, the Egyptian pyramids. I cannot spell pyramids. How did someone? We don't really question those things. Maybe we had help from. It's just me now, imagining things, but we never know. Maybe they had help from other bigger, strong human beings or different things that they help carry those stones. And why we haven't done something similar at the moment, in the present? Oh yes, there is rice pudding. It's very nice, rice pudding. I don't eat rice. I eat rice, but not rice pudding. But Portugal is like a dessert. There is 100 life. I believe there is more life in the universe. No, I'm not from the dark side of the moon. If I have to be, it's from the stars. From the light. I am the star of light. Not darkness. Darkness is not here. It's not with me. Before, let's ask ourselves if there is one intelligent life. I think there is some intelligent life, and that there must be. It must be. Who knows? Yes, I think there is. And maybe they already know. Maybe governments already know there is life in other planets, but they keep it hidden from us. Polish, dzień dobry. Dzień dobry, Aximas. Yes, it was built one stone at a time. There's lots of documentaries about the pyramids, you know. Some people believe there is an energetic field in there. Because why they never open the pyramids? Why they never they are not allowed to make a hole to see what is inside? It's just me now making more questions. Yes, it is how they build. Someone lost her memory. She's money is not. Yes, there must be. Mano, mano, thank you. You know what is mano in Portuguese? It's like an older brother. The last part of your username that says mano, the last part, like M-A-N-O, it's a name we use in Portuguese. It's the older brother, and it's a name I used to call my brother that was older than me. I call my brother older than me Mano. I don't call sometimes for his name. Good morning, Leo. Are you back again? It's life, hers life so special. It's made out of carbon. No surgery. I am all for natural. I am natural. So far, I don't have. I have insecurities, but I'm not insecure to go under the knife or going into Botox. I'm not. I am all in. I respect people, but I think if I start creating these insecurities about myself, I will not stop. You know, because you can see once you start with those insecurities, you're never happy. You're never happy. And I must say, I don't have the money of a Hollywood star to go under the knife and making all these beauty things that are not real. You know, at the end of the day, we shouldn't be looking at those people in a way that these are their real faces. They are full of makeup. They have lots of money to do those things because most of us humans, we are not like that. Maybe it's time not to glorify all that beauty because it was beauty that was with money, you know, in the end of the day. Let's look more at inside, the inside. Everything that is outside is plastic. It is the insides. We're in the inflationist society, and I think this inflationist society is part of a banking system. Why we stop using, why we change to paper money? This inflationist society was started because of when they changed stones and goods that for like paper money. You know, when we started with paper money, money being out of paper and printing, this is what make inflation. If we were in that era that who has gold in the hand and the stones, there won't be this inflation. But once we start printing money, because what makes inflation is the printing machine that they have in Brussels. You're not allowed to print money, but they are allowed to print money and keep putting the taxes up. But that's a very economic conversation that I don't want to bring it here. But it's interesting. Yeah, to one Egypt was, if you know, it's even what makes me think Egypt was one of the most rich countries and of the world, lots of history. I wonder how the history changed so much in that side of the world, because something changed in that side of the world because of that. It was so powerful in that time, and it's easy to erase human memory from the past, what they were in the past. So much soreness. You've been doing some press ups. Yes, we have. There's snow in Portugal, more in the north of Portugal. Grow up system. You know, the paper money started with President Roosevelt. Oh no, no. Roosevelt was when they decided to change the America. I can't remember the history, but I read already some books about that. Um, yeah, and I must say, most of the time, the fiat currency, it's the zero is going down. The value is going down all the time. I've read some books about this part of. I think it was about 1 year and a half ago, but I understand. I'm not an economist or very into it, but I understand the system, because we didn't arrive here by chance, and things could be changed, but they won't be changed. And the inflation will always be here. Doesn't matter. Even if inflation doesn't work, they will make a war to inflation to go up, and they will print more money. And it's sad that if you look back of the prices of the houses many years ago, the prices, anyone could afford a house, and now people cannot afford. And if you look, if we study the history of the money, we see how over the time the laws were changing till we get where we are, and the changes was always everything is going to be better than it was before. Everything was going to get better. You remember when they made a law in America? No one could have gold at home. When the banks start giving paper money, bring your gold, bring your gold, and we give you paper money. And some people did keep their gold at home. Not everyone gave their gold. There was like a law, something like say, you have to bring your gold. And then when people starting realizing over time, the gold was value, stay in the bank, and the paper money was losing the value. It's a very interesting thing, people. Study the history of the money. It's also a way of being financially more knowledgeable about things and making good decisions in your life in terms of investments and things. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the comments. They're coming, some of them. I'm just. I'm not a green card. I'm not a green card. Is that a green card in America or something like that? I can't even know. I've heard that before. Yes, Roosevelt. Yeah, Roosevelt. When I read that part of history, it was really interesting that they forbidden people to have gold at home in that era. And not everyone, some people really hide the gold at home, but the ones that gave the gold to the banks and they stayed with the paper money, they were worst off over time. But that was the start of the fiat system. And that's where we are now. Inflation. It will never go down. It will never go down. Yes. Leo Fitness, you are awake. Yeah, it was. But you see why they made this illegal? Because they don't want people to have that because that is what is valuable, you know. You know how they make these laws that about the things that are valuable. You're not only listening, you know, you understand. Oh my God, we started with other conversation we're coming. I don't really like to speak about these conversations that much. Liquidity, Radar. Hello, world. You wake up now? There's lots of interesting books that you can read about the history of the money. And I must say, most of my life, I've been really not aware of things until I start reading and I become a bit more knowledgeable about. I didn't realize I was so how things were. How did we come to where we are now? And even this thing, there's lots of things that we can speak about. Now, when I start speaking about this, I just remember everything that how it's supposed to build pyramids at time instead of today. I know no one explains that, you know. So I really think I don't know, but I think there will be something much stronger that put this thing. I think there are documentaries. I don't know if they've been banned in YouTube, but there've been some documentaries saying that there was not more something stronger that made us. Let's talk. I love talking about that liquidity. Some of them are real, to be honest. So I don't usually. I used to say I don't believe on that, but that's not being clever. Being clever is listening, not having a reaction straight away and thinking, and if it is, and I believe for many of us, some of us have already been thinking about, and if it is true, because being really open-minded is when you have new information and you question things. We question things, the why of things. Yes, there's so many. Yes, Leo. No, wow, 20 of gold. It's a lot of value. And yeah. You have to question. I am all for questioning. And one question leads to another question, and you will realize that some of the answers are not very they don't have the meaning that they should have. But this is a process. Everyone goes through different processes, you know, in our lives. I believe most people that start questioning things is because they had something hard happening in their lives, financially or other things, health, and that's when sometimes people start asking questions. And when you start asking questions and you go looking for information, you will have even more questions. So I think it's always important to be asking questions. Why? Yes, yes. It's true, liquidity. Yes, $10,000. I'm sure you've watched those video. I'm not sure in YouTube. Then you see the price of money. How a family at the time you had a man working for a man working with a wife. The wife didn't work, and they have like 5 children. But the man could afford to buy a house. Then years later, they start saying for women to go to work and paying for someone to look after their children. It didn't make more easy a woman working with a man to acquire a house. So they had to ask money for the bank. I don't know if you're seeing where we're going. Sunscreen. I have like it's not. I have like a retouch. I have like a retouch here. And I put some. I am quite burned from the sun, I must say. Even going in Jersey, 1 hour in the sun without sun protection, the skin gets really darker in the face. That's mental, MLL. It's mental, and it's gonna go up and up all the time. Thank you, Leo. I must say, I will finish now. I will be finishing now. It's 3:40. I plan to be here for a half an hour, but I stay a bit longer as people were interacting. So it was really good stream. A bit of conversation about different subjects. I need to go and cook some food. So I usually do lunch and dinner together. So doing my chicken dish with my vegetables and some rice. Have a nice day, guys, as well. I really appreciate you being here. I will see you around. Oh, it was good. I started a bit strange in the beginning with someone trying to spam, but then with time more people join, and they were really with good interaction. I like when it's these type of interactions and questions, and we are all having a respectful conversation, sharing ideas. We don't know it all, you know, and it's good. We can still have different views, and we can still be respectful. I think that's the beauty of life. It's not blue and red. There can be yellow, and we should all respect each other and still making the questions. Have a good day. Yeah, she's Portuguese, Gordy. I learned it in Jersey. I still don't think I speak very good English, to be honest. I don't. But it's good for someone that has a second language. And I started learning French in school. My first, after Portuguese, the language that I learned was French, and then English came third. And then a little bit of Spanish. So I cannot remember all the words of everything, but it's good. It's good enough for communication. Respectful is important. It's very important, you know. It's one of the things that I like in life is even when you hear something that you don't really agree, don't go in the offense, calling people names or naming insecurities in people to make them feel bad. That's not clever. Clever people, it's about interacting in respectful conversations and sharing our views. And that's what makes life more interesting. And if the world was a bit like that, it will be less wars. Yeah, no, Azores accent. Yeah, Azores is good. Maybe it's not good English, I understand everything. Okay, guys, I have my son just behind my life. And apparently he wants to eat food. He wants his lunch ready. And I'm gonna go. I will see you sometime around. Thank you. I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3.